Are you good? Hey, welcome everybody.
Hello, I'm Miriam. This is Chris. This is Raven, and this is Miranda.
That's right.
We're so excited to have them here today with us.
Yes, we are. So for any of you who don't know what Keto Chow is, it's a nutritionally complete meal designed to make doing keto really easy. Like when you're traveling to Washington or going to Omaha, which is what we're doing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for having us on our keto journey, and we've got Miranda and Raven with us tonight.
Hello, everybody. We're so happy to be here. Thank you for having us.
Okay, so we were just talking before we went live. Let's get it out of the way right away. Joe and Rachel are actually on right now.
You see them on there.
Two crazy ketos. Where are they?
They were in the top in the chat.
I got a conversation to have with you too. As do I. So basically, what I was saying was, you two crazy ketos, y'all crazy.
Y'all crazy.
We've been trying to make your ice cream, which you say is so simple, forever. I think I've made it I said 15 times. Raven said it's been more than that.
Yeah, I've definitely had more than that.
But the the issue that I'm having is that I can't get your texture.
That creamy texture when you turned it over and you showed us how the four things were
and how it doesn't
curving into each other.
If I did that, it would all just end up on the floor. And I've done a lot of tweaking, but I think you guys have a better Vitamix than me and better ice.
Like you guys are the Dairy Queen to our just runny yogurt. You know what I mean? Like when So if you could help us out with that, that would be great. We've done the butter version, we've done the cream version, and I just found out that there is a ice cream maker in the house that we're staying in for vacay.
Yeah,
so
Chris and Miriam were like, do it in an ice cream maker. So we're doing that.
We're going to do that instead. But we've tried your recipe and I watch you guys' channel. Thank you so much for all of your info as well. It's been great, especially that peanut butter one that you just did with Keto Chow Vanilla. It was really good.
Autumn says she's broken 3 blenders trying to make the 2KK ice cream.
Oh my God.
So apparently it's not just you.
Okay, thank you. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
I think it's because they even have that really big red base. And that, I'm telling you, that is equivalent to a car. They spent a lot of money on that thing, and they got, a really pimped out Vitamix, and I got the Yaris. No offense to the driver.
But yeah, we got the Yaris for sure.
But
nice. Okay, so let's go back now that we've got that out of the way, right?
It's very important.
So now we know who Raven is. Miranda, who are you?
Well, as you found, I was born on Earth in my father's house.
Your father's house.
So that's who I am. I'm a human. No, who am I?
Congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you. That was so funny. I don't even know what that thing is, other than some crazy person writing facts about me. Who am I? I am from Los Angeles. I grew up in the LA area. I've worked in the entertainment industry for many different what's the word I'm looking for?
In many different capacities.
Capacities, yeah.
Yes. I 2 years ago became a birth doula or 3 years ago became a birth doula and started and started that business. It's been pretty complicated with the pandemic. And I haven't, because there's been restrictions, and that's been something interesting to navigate and kind of put that work on pause. And I'm also Raven's wife, and I'm a sister I'm a big sister and a daughter, and now a keto chow fan. There you go.
So now, Raven, a lot of people are familiar with your work, but let's see. Now you showed up on our radar about a month ago. Somebody said, "Hey, Raven gave you a shout out." And we're like, which Raven? I only know one. And it took us a while to find the video. But unknown to us, you've been buying Keto Chow for a while.
Yes, I have been an avid fan of Keto Chow for at least, I know this is going to be short because some people have been addicted to you guys for a long time, but for at least 2 months now, 3 months now. I've been doing 3 or 4. I've been doing a low carb / keto diet since March. And the second month in, I don't even remember how I found it, but all I saw were the list of flavors that Keto Chow had to offer. And I said, wait a second, I can have banana. Oh, I remember somebody was making banana flavored pancakes. And I'm like, I can't have banana on keto. This isn't possible. I don't understand what's going on. And it was Wendy from
Really?
Nice.
It was
it
Wendy.
where you saw Keto
Good
Chow?
job, Wendy.
I think it was Wendy.
Wow.
And yeah, and ever since then, I have been an avid lover. When I made my first order, I never put my orders underneath my real name. I have a separate name, as you guys found out. Shh, don't tell anybody. And
Bob. It's Bob. Sorry.
it's definitely Bob. I ordered so much when it came to the house. It came in 2 boxes, and my wife was like, what are you doing? I said, out the pantry. I got a new thing. I had like 5 in a row because I watched all of your videos when you did your 100.
Yeah, we watched those together. Your 100 Days of Keto Chow.
We watched everything, and I was like, I want to do this. Now, I haven't been able to do the full 3-day keto thing. I mean,
Okay.
3-day keto chow.
Yeah.
I'm still a little greedy.
Well, the thing is, you don't have to do 3 a day. Like that's what crazy people do. But
but it was worth it. You had great results.
Yeah. Really quickly, Wendy wants to know, Miranda, how many babies have you helped bring into this world?
Oh,
Wendy,
Yes, look, it's Wendy. Wendy, we watch you after we work out.
Wendy, we watch you guys all the time, actually. How many babies? Oh my goodness. I think close to, I'm a birth and postpartum doula. So combined, I think I'm close to like 20 or so families that I've supported.
Wow.
Which doesn't sound like such a massive number, but I work longer extended periods with some families if it's postpartum, and obviously birth is birth.
But you're also really particular. I think, you really like to connect with the families. It's not just a job for her. It's a whole thing.
And just again, the navigation of the current climate and everything has put a barrier in some of that work.
Wait, has something happened in the last year and a half?
what?
Oh, no.
No, everything's pretty much.
Okay.
I'm gonna go put my mask on. I'm gonna go put my mask on later. Don't worry about it. It's the same.
Yeah, don't worry.
Oh, Wendy.
Okay. Okay, so let's talk about, so now Raven is doing keto, Miranda is not.
Correct.
So Raven, how's your journey been on a ketogenic diet, first off?
My journey has been absolutely mesmerizing. So a quick little history of my eating situations. Ever since I was a little girl, been in the industry and always had that looming conversation of I'm not the same size as other people. You have to lose weight. We actually, we didn't know it, but we were going to the same nutritionist even before we met years ago, right?
Really?
And he was all about food diary and only have this much salmon with a piece of broccoli and a cup of rice and measure everything out and make sure you have your 6-7 snacks. Now, not only did I not follow it, but I also ate more because I was hungry. And so when we got married, I was like, you know what? I don't really have a job to lose the weight for. And now I want to lose the weight for her and our future together because I want to be as healthy as possible. I have diabetes that runs into my family.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I started with fasting. I am an avid faster. I fast every day for a minimum of 16 hours. I will go, my longest so far has been 118 hours. I saw you guys' live stream with Jason.
Nice.
Fantastic. If anybody wants to, you can log on to don't leave now. Don't leave, but our channel, 8 p.m. We also had a conversation with Jason Fung that we will be posting later on down the line. I know he's amazing.
Really?
Yeah, we interviewed
Have
him.
you met Megan Ramos yet, by the way?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you have to. She's amazing.
Well, she lives in LA now.
Yeah.
Does she really?
Oh, it's going down.
Okay, but they're on vacation in Hawaii.
Yeah.
So we'll hook you guys up when we're done.
Hi, Megan. Megan, hi. I eat salt because of you now. But so I started fasting and got, just for 1 month, I did that. I was like, this is great. And then I started the ketogenic diet, taking low carb, taking out all of, the stuff that I love, my breads and everything. And funny because I loved sour cream even before this, and I loved cheese even before this, and I loved meats before it and veggies. So I was like, this is not going to be as difficult as I thought it was going to be, because when I first started eating correctly, she cooked for me and she knew that I loved my starches and everything. So she made it a real easy transition. And then here we go. Then the weight just started coming off. The first 2 weeks, I lost 10, 15 pounds. I was like, what? Look at this jaw. It was going ham, right? And peeing constantly. It was great. And then I took the plunge and I became a member of the fasting community over there at the Fasting Method.
Nice.
And just learned so much and did my YouTube dive. And I understand dirty keto, clean keto, vegan keto, and all of that. And I kind of just, I don't really macros as much as I should, I don't think, but I definitely stay away from, let me say this correctly. The Dr. Westman's page 4 with a little extra cream on the side. You know what I mean? Like just a little extra, because I like my cream and my cheese, but everything else, I'm right there.
Okay. Dr. Westman is fantastic. He's a really no nonsense. He's just, have you by chance seen anything from Amy Berger?
No, I haven't seen Amy Berger. Write it down.
Dr. Westman's girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
Her thing is keto without the crazy.
Mm-hmm.
She's off the chart. Anyway, okay, so you're doing a ketogenic diet. Now Miranda isn't. Miranda, what's that like?
It's actually really easy. It's not that difficult for the two of us, because I have eaten very particularly and have a long history of food. Let's say I just have a complicated food relationship in general. So I haven't had gluten due to allergies and food and dairy for almost like 16 years now. And the way in which I eat, I'm pretty regimented. I'm pretty consistent. A lot of people would look at my diet and be like, oh my God, how does she eat that way? But it really satisfies me. I'm not deprived. I'm getting the appropriate nutrition. But I just couldn't let my sweet potatoes go. Other than that, though, we do eat quite similarly. And one of the awesome things about Keto Chow is it's something that we can share together. Because I love a powder. And the fact when Raven first got the Keto Chow, I was like, oh, I can do this. This is great. My only issue is I have to be conscious because I have such a reactive stomach to dairy. So navigating that. But other than that, we work pretty well. And I started fasting because of Raven. I don't do extended fasts, but I'll fast between 17 and 19 hours almost daily. And, so we shared that, and we've started these like walking workouts together. And then, if we do tacos, for example, I just don't have the sour cream, butter, and cheese that Raven has.
I'll eat it all.
But I'm still enjoying my taco. So it's great. And to see her so happy with her food and so happy with the results and feeling so healthy is 100% worth it. And I support her in this journey completely.
And she's a cook. She is a chef. So the other night she made this amazing mac and cheese, cauliflower mac and cheese. Ooh. She made some Wait Till Kitchen Witches. You guys, she makes this amazing, it was vegetarian before. I was like, can you add some ground turkey? But vegetarian lasagna with mascarpone cheese instead of ricotta to bring the carbs down.
Yeah.
A homemade tomato sauce. It's fantastic.
You're sweet.
And to be able to really dive into the recipes that, one, satiate me, which is like the one thing that I did not find even when I was eating bad. I was never satiated. I always wanted to put stuff in my mouth. 2, that we can share together and have fun. And 3, collaborate and making, really cool meals that we eventually will share with the world as well.
Nice.
That's awesome.
What questions do you have, Miriam? I've been kind of dominating this conversation.
I just like to hear your voice.
Now, okay. Miranda, you talked about the powder. When we talked earlier, there was the fun anecdote about you guys going on a trip, and now Raven had a bunch of powder.
Oh my God, yes.
That's all her story. Go ahead, babes. Tell the truth.
100%. So for years of my life now, when I've traveled, I've had to pack what I call my food bag. And
tell them what's in your food bag, babe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to. So I have my protein powder, and then I like to add things to my protein powder, right? So I have a greens powder, and then I have a spirulina. And so that's 3 big containers. And then I have my powdered peanut butter assortment. So I have a powdered almond butter because I like to mix all of these things. And before we even knew about Keto Chow, and it's really quite similar when it comes to the mug cake thing, I make a dessert almost every night that we call purple. The reason being is that the first time Raven saw it, she thought it was purple, and it's not at all. And she was like, "Why is that purple?" And it became its name, but it takes a lot of powder mixing. And then I have like my vitamins, and I usually bring, some peanut butter packets and whatever. Anyhow, so I've traveled with my stuff for a long time, and it's always irritated Raven a little bit. Even if she doesn't say it, you can see she's just like, ooh, like we have to bring this.
Let me explain, because coming from the SAD diet, the standard American diet, I'm like, we can just stop at Taco Bell, girl. We can just stop here and get food. We can just do here. I don't understand why you have to bring all this food. Okay, that's why, because I was coming from I was going to say something rude and disrespectful, but I was coming from like a mentality where you gain a lot of fat. Okay?
It's okay. We all, you know what I mean? It's like sometimes we judge the things we don't understand. It's okay. But I know that for me, it was important to bring these things, but to her at times it felt like just extra, packing to do. And Raven is meticulous about how the car gets packed, whatever. But the thing that I love so much is that she's now crossed over into my world, because when we were packing to come on this road trip that we're on now, she said to me a few nights before, I just want you to know that I am packing a separate bag with all of my Keto Chow. And I said, excuse me. She goes,
what was that?
All of my Keto Chow, and it's coming in a separate bag. I was like, oh, so I can't put it in the cooler with all? No, I want my own. And then she wasn't kidding. And then the next day in the kitchen, she's like holding up packets, and she's like, okay, so I have 4 Snickerdoodle here. I have 3 chocolate peanut butter. And what do you want? I'm like, I can't have one of that. No, what do you want? And she literally picked all of her flavors, which was like 75. And then I got my own selection of 10, and then my mother got a selection of like 15, and they all have to be packed separately.
Here's the deal. I'm a very picky eater, and sometimes
all of a sudden
I desire
girl's ever been picky in her life.
I desire a pistachio on a Tuesday and a banana on a Thursday, and sometimes
make sure it's there.
I want to make sure it's there. So,
and as a true picky eater, I completely respect it. And I said, babe, we will make so much room in the car for you. We have plenty. I said the things that I wish I had heard many times before.
You're right, babes. I learned a lot. Thank you for that. I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Miranda can word it better, but I'm going to start it.
Just for the record, I want to say that Wendy and Harry know something about this, because Harry has to pack Wendy's ice cream machine when they
Yes.
So she can have her ice cream. And that's me. I was like, when Wendy and Harry said that on a video once, I was like, Ray, babe, come here. I'm not the only one. It made me really happy. Sorry. Anyway, go ahead.
So we just did a live stream on our Instagram, and we made Keto Chow.
The key lime pie, right?
Mm-hmm. We made Keto Chow key lime pie. Absolutely amazing. I'm still eating it now. But one of the things that we wanted to ask you is, like, what would you say is the equivalent ratio of your Keto Chow to, like, for instance, a flour? You know what I mean? How we were talking about?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because we love cooking with it, and we know that you have those savory flavors. But let's say, for instance, I wanted to make, a banana bread situation. What would be your recommendation on how to figure out how much Keto Chow to put in that mixture?
Ooh, that's hard.
So the best suggestion I can give you is to look at one of the recipes that Chef Taffney made.
Yeah,
she is really good.
I mean, she's amazing, and she's been using Keto Chow to cook with for years, and she loves the way it works. Loves the way it works like a flour. And so Chef Taffy, anything that she's made that has like a breading, like there's a tamale pie that has a breading on top. There's a bunch of different. There's a chicken pot pie.
Have a banana bread recipe.
Yeah, we have a banana bread. We have what's the pumpernickel bread?
Pumpernickel bread.
So good.
So yeah, and as far as like an
just
equivalent to flour, though, that's a hard one because it doesn't behave the same.
It's not quite the same.
Okay.
Christy Davis of the Keto Village lately, she's been making Maria Emmerich's protein-sparing modified fast bread.
And Wendy's been making that too.
Yeah, and Wendy has too.
Recently.
And they've been I don't know if Wendy. I think Wendy has been doing it. I think throwing in some of the savory stuff
in there. But you have to be careful because the protein-sparing bread, you like fluff it up, and if you put too much in it, it'll make the eggs flat. It's kind of something you have to tweak.
It is because when I'm making a chaffle, sometimes I like to test the chicken soup flavor inside of my chaffle, but I know that I can't put a tablespoon in because then it gets a little bit salty. So I got to like brush that.
When you showed up, we were talking to Miranda about chaffles. So the eggnog, Miranda had just tried the eggnog for the first time.
Yes.
Eggnog chaffle?
Yeah, he said it's a
Yeah.
Eggnog chaffle?
Okay, so here's how you make Keto Chow into chaffles. Okay, 3 eggs, a cup of mozzarella cheese,
or a handful, because I don't ever measure. I'm like,
and then either a scoop or a packet, 1 serving of Keto Chow. You mix it up really good, and you just it's like about a tablespoon or 2 into one of those little dash.
Into the dash, yeah. You can make it with any flavor. Yeah. So the ones that I really like are for bread would be chaffles, so like the savory ones. So then I don't mind the salt because it just tastes like a bread.
Yeah.
I put
I was just going to say, we're going out of town, and one of our daughters, her plan for Friday for dinner is she's making chaffles.
And I'm sure she'll make eggnog and snickerdoodle because those are her favorites.
Oh,
I haven't gotten into the sweet chaffles yet, but I can imagine once we break out that ice cream machine and I make an eggnog chaffle with like a caramel macchiato ice cream on the inside and freeze it. Don't talk to me. I'm busy.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like a great idea.
So good right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of weird stuff, have you by chance seen the videos about making Keto Chow into noodles?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what Christy Davis has been doing on our Facebook
Somebody asked
group.
if you had seen that in the
We can send you her video.
Yeah, it's
her channel's the Keto
really interesting stuff.
Keto Village on Facebook. Right?
Okay, now you keep on wanting to ask a question.
Sorry.
I keep interrupting.
Yeah, gosh, Chris.
Oh, me?
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, she did ask the question about the flour.
It was about baking.
It was about the baking part.
Like how it would be. It would be like.
No, but we were talking about other stuff, and you were like.
I know, and I tend to forget stuff. So no, it's okay. It's okay. I do. I just, I got from you guys an amazing wooden box full of recipes that we're definitely going to dive into as well. Oh, I do. I kind of remember now that I brought it up. Your eggnog chaffle recipe, being that I'm the only one who eats it, it will last in the refrigerator uncooked in the dash for a while, or should I cook it all and then just freeze them?
Cook it and freeze them.
Freeze them.
They freeze so good, and you can just pull them out, and they're so easy. I wouldn't heat it up in the microwave though. If you're gonna use a toaster like you do with like an Eggo.
Label the bag.
Yeah, so if you have savory chaffles and sweet chaffles, they look the same, and your kid will get out the savory one and be like, "This is not eggnog."
A chicken soup chaffle is not the same as it's. Oh boy.
My kids are always like, "Why is there only chicken soup in here? Because you ate all of the others."
One of my favorite chaffle recipes, I kind of took and made it myself like everybody does with their chaffles. But my new favorite right now, which she helped me with, was taking Gruyere and Havarti cheese.
Ooh, that sounds so good.
An egg, and literally that's it.
Okay.
Put those 2 flavored cheeses, and then really, really thin. I watched a lot of Keto Twins with their xanthan gum and almond flour situation, but I was realizing that I was plateauing, so I took the almond flour out of my diet because I was eating a lot of it. And so when I did that, I started to break my plateau, but I like to change up my cheeses a little bit for the savory ones, and then add a little bit of your spicy taco, and then make my little taco.
So with taco, we usually make taco meat or tacos. We call it taco guts because it's like a bowl full of taco meat and sour cream and cheese, salsa. You're just eating it with a spoon. Why do you even put it in a taco shell? I want the good stuff
Just
anyway.
Yeah.
But we'll usually do 5 pounds of ground beef. I only know how to cook for 20, by the way.
I was about to say.
Hilarious. It's like my grandma.
Well, and I'm actually doing 10 pounds of ground beef, but that's okay. But like 5 pounds of ground beef with a bunch of cumin and stuff like that. And then when you're all done, instead of draining it, you toss in a scoop of the taco Keto Chow, and it soaks up all the stuff and makes like this amazing gravy stuff, and it's really good.
Wow.
See,
and it's dairy free, by the way, Miranda.
Yeah, that would be dairy free.
Take the meat out, and then you leave the residue, or you mix that into the meat.
Just dump it in and mix it up. So,
that sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, so the acacia gum, which is a fiber, it acts as an emulsifier, and it helps the water and the fat mix together, which is why you can make Keto Chow with butter and stick it in the fridge, and it doesn't solidify if you mix it up right. In case you're wondering.
That's so interesting. I was actually curious about that.
Yeah, it's magic.
Yeah.
You're a wizard. You're a kitchen witch, Chris.
Okay, let's talk about APM on that note.
Yes.
So on YouTube, you guys have a channel called APM. And you've got a segment called Kitchen Witches, among other segments, which is hilarious. Are you guys doing the editing, or are you having someone else do the editing?
For the majority of the videos that are up right now, except for maybe the last 3, I did the editing for them.
Okay, because I was going to say either you guys are doing the editing and doing an amazing job, or you've got someone who is insanely talented and makes it look low effort, but really tight.
So good job.
Like the editing is spot on. Like, it's hilarious. And yeah.
Thank you.
Good job.
It's very kind of you to say, because I should have let you answer that first and then been like, I'm editing. No, it's I've been really fortunate to kind of transition my acting career into directing, and changing titles like that, I'm starting to understand behind the scenes a little bit more. And I feel that those episodes that I did direct were just us filming and lighting and things of that nature. So I understood our flow and how we need to be portrayed. And I feel like that really helped solidify that little journey. Now, mind you, like you said, low effort is just me. I didn't go to school. I looked at some YouTube videos, figured it out real quick. I know comedy, so I just made sure that those cuts worked. But thank you for seeing that. Yeah.
And just to say low effort, the thing that's funny about that is she would work for like 18 hours a day. So it wasn't really actually low effort. It was just like, we're so new to it that the growing pains of the channel are very obvious, where we started out and it was like, we were like, oh my God, we have to become sound men, lighting men or women. We need to become, well, she had to become an editor real fast. I had to become somebody comfortable in front of the camera, behind the camera. I had to learn how to talk to the camera. It was a whole journey that we were not expecting.
But that, to me, what he said is a compliment, because it's like a huge compliment. So thank you, because it does take 100%. A lot of work to make it look like you're not working a lot.
Yeah, low effort is not even not polished. It looks very
natural.
Mm-hmm. It looks like a kid with MS Paint who's just going at it.
That's real. Really wanted. It was kind of like somebody said on one of the videos that we reminded them of Vine in the like original, like the first days of Vine. And I was like, oh, I get that, you know, but you're such a 90s, like obsessed person.
I love the 90s.
And have a particular, we didn't want the channel to feel overproduced. A lot of what you find nowadays is, you know, people have production companies and it just looks perfect. And it's not what we were trying to portray or who we are. We're messy.
We could have done that. We really could have. I mean, let's not get it twisted. We have connections to the industry. We could have jumped on the YouTube bandwagon of people in the industry. And it's like, I have $1 million production company and now I have like 8 million followers and I'm super famous. And I'm like, I don't even know who you are. Go sit down. So I feel like what we love because we watch channels like, we don't really watch a lot of channels that have 10 million viewers. Sometimes those are too polished. We watch channels that are really putting in the work and that are really grinding. I mean, yeah, of course, Emma Chamberlain goes in every now and then, whatever, but
like a Casey Neistat. But I think
that's not really what we gravitate towards. We gravitate towards the natural part of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, there is a link in the description of this video to their YouTube channel if you guys want to check that out.
Oh, yes.
Check it out.
Thanks.
Sorry, you were going to say, sorry.
I was going to say too, you know, with our channel, we are slowly developing other ideas and other things. And just for those listening, you know, we've done Kitchen Witches. We also have just kind of our normal vlogs, and we have some more geared content. But as we move forward, understand that we really want to be those type of YouTubers that do a lot of different ththings, because it really shows that we're a family, and the families don't just do one thing. And I know that's one of the, hey, if you're on YouTube, you have to stick to one thing. It's like, no, I don't want to. We want to cook. We want to have fun. We want to move around. So don't think that you're coming to our channel to just watch one thing. We're trying to cater to a lot of different people.
When is the musical episode going to be coming out?
Okay,
very
Disney.
soon. Glad you asked. I'm actually doing that by myself. It's just me. I would do a musical episode so badly. Would you?
Sure, babes. What do you need?
How fun!
The reason we're on YouTube is because of her.
That's true.
Tell them the story, babes.
Honestly, I just thought it was a great platform for us to be on, create on. I think that there is space in the world to see more interracial gay couples and what that life looks like. I think also, you know, Raven having the career and the persona that she does in the public is very different than what we're now showing. So she's getting to, people are getting invited into our lives in a different way, and it's more authentic to who she really is. People are getting to meet me, and I just thought it was, I thought there was a space for it. And I also appreciate the fact that you're in creative control when you are creating your own videos. And so I pitched it to her like this, and said,
sure, babes.
Whatever you want.
I said, whatever you want. Happy wife, happy life. Let's go. And then I became an editor, and she thought our relationship was falling apart. And then I was like, no, I'm trying to learn Final Cut Pro right now.
Really bad. I was like, the point of this was not to make you sit in a room for 18 hours and like never speak. That wasn't what I was trying to do.
Shut up, go away.
I felt so guilty, but
our journey kind of reminds me of your journey in a way. Didn't Keto Chow start in the home and then grew to mass proportions instead of going right to the jug?
Yeah. Well, we've never taken venture funding.
Mm-hmm.
The only debt that we ever have taken on was, we did a payroll protection loan, just because that was the cool thing to do. But it started because I am the laziest person you know, because I'm an engineer.
Really
So, well, or rather, I'm motivated enough to save effort when it's possible, and I will optimize things, period. If I can optimize things and save myself 5 minutes, but it's going to take me like an hour or two, I'm going to do it. Last night.
Yeah, I was just going to tell you that. We had a problem with our email. And so he had to go in and select every email one at a time, by 9,000 of them, right? One at a time. And so instead of doing that, he wrote a program to do it for him.
I just found a macro recorder that moved my mouse, and I told it to loop 193
so
times.
That still took a while to make, so that he could save himself time. So I'm sitting here watching him like take 45 minutes to make this thing. Like, just do it and then you'll be done. No, this will save me time.
It ran for 4 hours.
Okay.
while we were weeding the lawn.
Yeah. Well, I got my lawn weeded, so that was good.
So anyway, that's where I came from, and I wanted to do a keto diet without having to have all the craziness, because I have time on the weekends to cook. Or I have time to help my daughter make a whole bunch of pork chops.
Oh, that was delicious.
That was delicious.
Mm-hmm.
In the evenings, but when I'm going to work, I don't have time. So I can fast, which is a viable option.
Mm-hmm, which we do sometimes.
or you can go get a bunless burger or something like that. But I just wanted something that I didn't have to be crazy about and was tasty enough that when I finished drinking it, I'd be like, oh, it's gone.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, so that's kind of how I got started. And yeah, it was in our house. We were literally mixing it in the kitchen. Nobody could come in the kitchen unless they were helping us. Saturdays at the Bear House was everybody was helping out, and
Steve would make meat on the barbecue grill.
And there's a really fun thing. We were actually using protein powder that we were just like off the shelf protein powder, Dimetize Elite to be specific. Our city would give you as many recycle bins as you asked for. We got up to 14.
It was ridiculous.
And these are the big, like, giant, massive recycle cans. They were just lined up on the street.
Everybody in the neighborhood's like, "What are you doing? What is this the apocalypse? Like, what's going on at your house?" I'm like, I don't know.
Yes, bulk.
Yeah.
Yes, bulk.
I get it.
Anyway, there's some really good photos. I think they're on our Facebook page of the line of recycle cans. But
it just looked like we really cared about the environment.
That's exactly what it was.
Because we wanted to recycle a lot.
Anyway, but then it moved. We found a co-manufacturer. It started growing. In the last year, we've doubled the number of employees. So, but it wasn't. This isn't something that we went out to make money on. Actually, we should have priced it completely different if we had planned to make money on it.
If we were smart.
Anyway, but the recipe for Keto Chow is still on our website. You can buy the ingredients off of Amazon and make it. You won't get the same flavors that we have now, but you can. Anyway, what did you say, Raven? I'm sorry.
I love that you keep that recipe up there. It's so admirable. It's awesome. You know, living in America, it's like, mine, you can't have it. You can't know what it is. And I think I'm not going to do it, but just knowing what's there is amazing. I'm like you. I'm like, well, I can buy it. It'll be easier. But I've always thought that was an amazing, transparent thing that you did, and kudos to you for that.
You're calling me transparent. Thanks a lot.
Yes.
Autumn wants to know what you're drinking, by the way.
I'm having a black tea.
And I'm having a passion tea from Starbucks.
Okay.
I don't like
What was it that you said just now, Miranda, before I so rudely interrupted you? Sorry.
Oh, I think I was saying that it's appreciated when people are transparent when it comes to their food products. You aren't transparent, but I think your Keto Chow is transparent. I was just clarifying.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm translucent sometimes.
That's right. So what's the hardest part for you guys, being one of you is doing keto, one of you isn't, just with everything that's going on with your lives?
What's hard for me is I'm kind of like you, even though I don't know why I am, but I like to cook massive amounts of food. Like, I really do. I think it's honestly, it's crazy. It honestly, because I used to live in a 6-bedroom house, and I made sure I had friends over all the time. So there was always somebody living with me, and I'm from the South. So I would always cook enough. I can see where I get it from. Anyway, so for me, it's difficult because I make these amazing keto recipes, like my, Big Mac burger concoction or things of that nature. And I'm like, babe, she's like, no, I'm gluten-free. I'm like, so it sometimes hurts my heart that she can't always taste my meals, but she's learned to connect smell to taste. So she smells it and she can explain what I did in a heartbeat. So that kind of makes
the difference too is, and this is pre-keto, Raven, as she said, loves to cook big portions, but she loves to layer. And so she will take ground meat, but then she wants ground pork in it too, and then a little ground turkey, and then she wants every seasoning in it. And then it's like, well, what if I add some cinnamon? And what if I add some, jujubes that were in this Korean mukbang thing I saw? And then there's just so much stuff. And then she eats it and she's like, I can totally taste the bay leaf and the sweetness of the Worcestershire and the soy sauce, and the fish sauce is really kicking. And
it's umami.
And I'm like, babe, life, I love you. eat it. It looks amazing. And truth be told, everything smells amazing. But I also, when I tell you about having the stomach that I have, I would disappear for like 6 hours because I would have to be stuck in the toilet.
Like, for instance, my breakfast this morning, because I saw one of the comments say, what is a breakfast, you guys? My breakfast was bomb this morning. Can I tell you about it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I just came across, I know I'm late, but I just came across Egg Life egg wraps.
Okay, yeah.
Brand egg white.
Oh my God, amazing.
I eat those with her.
Yeah, we found something that we'll eat together. So there's that one. So what I did this morning was I took 2 eggs. I took the rest of my cream cheese, which was about a square like this big, and I beat it into my egg with a little bit of monk fruit sugar, salt, and pepper. And I did a very thin crepe. This is kind of taking on the Japanese egg omelets that they do that are rolled up. That's how they make it. And I took one of those egg white wraps and I put that on top of the egg with some cheese. Put that aside. I made some bacon. And then I took my coleslaw, because I make a bomb coleslaw, trust and believe. Okay. And then I put that in there and I wrapped it up and I had some tomatoes on the side. It was amazing. But, you know, it's like, who puts cream cheese in their egg? I do, because my cream cheese is about to go bad. So I need to make sure I eat
cream
it.
cheese in an egg is amazing. And like that isn't
I did
so
the right
crazy.
thing?
I've done cream cheese and eggs can actually, like, I would call that a secret ingredient. And I've been telling Raven forever. She says she hates scrambled eggs. And I'm like, you will love mine and the trick is getting that cream cheese into it. And then you get this creamy, fluffy. It's amazing.
Light, fluffy, yeah.
Yeah, they're great. So that's not even representative of the crazy layering mixing that you do. But I love that we're both like mixologists in our own ways. Mine just come with powder, hers comes with other things, and you guys are mixologists, so it's like, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the keto, one of us being on keto and one of us not, is actually as difficult as some people have had that experience, because I think that a lot of people that we've talked to about, Raven has been, just sharing with everyone basically about the keto lifestyle, fasting, and Keto Chow. And I think that what I've heard most is people who live in families where they have kids and partners who aren't willing to take on those changes. They're like, I'm going to be so tempted. It's going to be so difficult, because how am I feeding my kids this if I have to eat this? And my husband is wanting to go to Burger King and I can't, and I feel like that is probably where there's a lot of just like, there's just friction. But for us, we are actually now like more simpatico than we were beforehand.
Yeah, I eat her ketchup because I'm addicted to ketchup. Real.
Have you had alternate sweets yet?
Whoa, you guys saw that, right? It was a fly. I swear to God, it was a fly. It was not my fault. What?
She's so excited about whatever you just said, Chris.
That's hilarious. Have you tried the alternate sweets ketchup yet?
No.
That's good stuff.
Alternate sweets.
Really? Yeah. Small company. They make a ketchup, a spicy ketchup, and a barbecue sauce.
They're good.
You guys have that in your store?
We have it in our physical storefront in Utah.
Just when they came?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I think I saw it on the shelf.
You did
in her video, because I was like, ooh, and because we do love ketchup so much, I totally clocked it. We're gonna have to try it. That's awesome.
Okay. And you know who makes a really cool ketchup I haven't tried yet, but his name is Serious Keto on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
He has a ketchup in there, which I kind of wanted to try. It's a little intensive, but I want to try that one too.
He's got some good wrap recipes as well.
Yeah, he has a keto corn dog recipe too.
Yeah,
that's dangerous.
Anyway.
That's dangerous.
Yeah. But speaking of corn dogs and almond flour and taking it out of your diet, so I have also eliminated almond flour for the most part. I feel like if I'm having all these things with almond flour, I'm actually eating all these almonds, and it's
would you eat that many almonds?
Would I eat that many almonds? And so I feel like it stalls me pretty quickly, and so we use the Keto Chow instead of almond flour, or you can use the crushed pork rinds.
Oh yeah, the crushed
from Pork and Good. You can order them that are already crushed, or the pork panko. You can order those a lot. And then I find that instead of almond flour in recipes, it doesn't hurt my stomach as much, and I feel better. So those are kind of fun, different things to try.
Indeed. Speaking of other YouTubers that are going way too far on the production, have you ever watched Black Tie Kitchen?
Oh yeah.
First of all, don't come for my man. I love it. I love the chicken.
Oh my gosh. Our son has that chicken. Like that chicken doll, he has it. And I saw it and I was like, where did he get that chicken from? That's Sam's chicken. Okay, so you've watched Black Tie Kitchen?
So funny.
Okay.
He's a funny guy.
He's hilarious.
He's a funny guy, and it's so extra.
I know who you're talking about now.
With the mustache.
Yes.
The mustache and the cheesy British accent.
It's been like 2 weeks to do one episode.
Oh my gosh. I talked to him a little bit because someone out of the blue is like, you really should have Black Tie Kitchen try Keto Chow. I'm like, I don't know if he's going to like it.
Yeah.
But I sent him some anyway, and he's like, crap, if I had this 3 years ago, I would have lived on it.
Yeah.
But
I can imagine recipes that he would come up with, because he comes up with some crazy cool recipes, like Keto Chow inside of that pizza dough that he created with the
gelatin and the lupin flour and everything.
I could only imagine what he would create.
That would be kind of nuts. So now you said something, Raven, that you have acting experience. What's up with that?
I don't talk about my old life. No. Yeah, I do. There's I wish I could give you all the tea, but I'm still under contract and I can't tell you that much yet. But just know I'm still acting, and that's a thing. But it's mostly for kids, so don't worry about it, adults. But thank you for watching. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Is there Keto Chow aspirations of going into grocery stores?
So that's something that has come up quite a few times. When you go into retail, it changes a lot of the dynamics. First off, you lose the connection with the customer.
Yeah.
Right now, we own the customer, the relationship, except with Amazon, which is
it's a little hard.
It is
because we want to support and help people. And the other thing, Keto Chow is complex in that you have to put fat into it, and you can use different fats and different amounts of fat. And we want to communicate that. We feel like that's a feature and not a bug, but it's hard to communicate that on a package.
Yeah.
So just pulling it off the shelf, seeing it says keto, doesn't say put heavy cream in it. It's just difficult to communicate that. And still, I mean, even buying it from us, it's still difficult to help people understand how they use it.
But we actually did a retail food show once with Associated Food stores and stuff like that. It's where all these little independent grocery stores are coming around to find new products and stuff like that. And as part of Utah's own.
Yeah, so fancy.
We were able to go to that, and we had a lot of people who came around. They're like, oh, I'm doing keto. And then they would try it and they would be like, wow, this is great. I love it. I'm going to buy it myself. I'm not going to carry it in my store.
Got it.
And we're like, why not? And they're like, well, because
the package is too big.
Package is too big. The like $70 for
price is too big for package. That package.
I mean, it's only
we want it to be smaller.
A meal.
We want it to be easier for people.
Yeah.
And the whole communication thing.
So I'm not ruling it out, but it is. We've actually found a lot better success with doctors' offices.
Yeah.
I was going to ask that. I was thinking of that. Yeah.
So oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just thinking doctors, or I was thinking about our chiropractor in LA, and they have like a whole section of, fast, like protein powders and herbs. And I could see Keto Chow there more than I would want to see it, I guess, in a grocery store. Yeah.
So, and also the margins that we have on it don't work for retail. Like we priced it. I recognize that for some people like me, Keto Chow is food. Like this is what they're surviving on when they don't have time to cook. And I'm very cognizant of the pricing. Last year, right as COVID was starting, we got hit with a major cost increase. And rather than passing on, I think it was like a 25 or 30% increase, we passed on like a 6% increase and just ate that out of our margin. Because anyway, we don't price it the way that a retail store could. Business. Well, we're not business people.
We're just people.
But Now, one thing that we've been trying to do is get a ready to drink where it's actually like mixed up, ready to go. And we actually had one made.
So close.
There's a company here in Utah that they package dairy in shelf stable stuff. The problem was there were two sizes. There was drink box, like
And
little teeny one,
gigantic 32
and then there
ounce.
was 1 quart. And so it ended up being the 1 quart had 1,000 calories in it. It was a half of an adult's daily nutrients in this giant bottle.
But you could pour it out and close it and put it back in the fridge.
Yeah.
So we actually decided to go with it. But then as soon as we put the order in, they're like, actually, our machine is getting pulled by the manufacturer, so we can't. And we're like,
yeah.
That's a sign. That just means that you have to hold off a little bit and you're going to find your perfect size. And
well, and we've been working on it.
It's been like 3 years.
We actually did a pilot program with a company in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
That they have a small aseptic production line. And we're like, okay, this might actually work. Let's try it. They shut down due to COVID.
Okay, so maybe the sign is you're just not made.
Yeah. I know, right?
But for retail, it would work really well to have a ready
because then you just grab it and go. Like, that's ideal.
We have Erewhon in Los Angeles. I don't know if you guys know that grocery store, but Erewhon in Los Angeles has a whole keto section, and they serve taco shells, pizza shells, fat bombs in their little section. But it's like a small world, and I'm like, if
Whole Foods, though, if Whole Foods is whole paycheck, Erewhon is like entire bank account.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a extremely bougie, like hybrid.
Bougie.
Super bougie, but they do have a great keto section.
They're like the only grocery store that has a real keto section.
I could see something like Keto Chow living in like a niche little market like that too.
And at the same time, I totally understand why that isn't the way to go, because there is something to, like everyone's been saying in the comments, the customer service you guys provide is amazing. The points you guys provide is amazing. The mixed box,
the starter pack?
The starter pack, but when you guys give a box each month and we don't know what's going to be in it.
Oh, the Chow Club.
The Chow Club, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that will probably go away if you go too big, and it won't really be ours anymore as a community. So I'm understanding that too.
Yeah. Now, speaking of small grocery stores, we are in one in Toronto.
Oh, that's right.
So Switch Grocery out of Toronto, they actually ship all throughout Canada. I almost said Canada, but I didn't. But yeah, people who are in Canada can order from Switch, and it's shipped within Canada. So
awesome.
if you're in Toronto.
There you go.
Yeah, I do a lot of filming out there, so yeah.
Oh, hey, there you go. So what's next for you guys? Aside from working on 8 p.m. and zany antics and forgetting your lighting at home?
That's just life. Yeah, that's just how we do. We leave our microphones, our cameras. We're YouTubers. We're so good at this. I guess we're gonna have to use like our cell phones for forever. What's next? We go back to real life. We've been on a nice little break from reality for almost the last month.
She just turned 34.
Oh yeah, I 34, which was cool. But what's next? I mean, work. We have work stuff, and we have a lot of filming to do for our channel.
I go back to work. We have some really cool announcements in regards to our company that we'll be releasing soon, and everybody on YouTube will see. Little secret just for you guys, we just did a bomb photo shoot with each other. So we have some cute little pictures coming out soon,
which will be in tandem with the things we have to announce. And yeah, it's basically all really positive, fun work stuff in that whole world. And
we've definitely decided as a couple that we would buckle down and work as much as we can while we're still in our 30s. So by the time we're, kind of hitting 40, we can start thinking about the whole family part of it and getting our house in order and moving forward that way. I think, I've been in the entertainment industry for about 34 plus years now. And so I'm a little tired, but she's given me such a wonderful jolt into it. So I'm like, hey, if we can make this YouTube thing work, we don't need 10 billion followers, but we need some people to just keep us on our road who are interested in what we do. And that will keep us in the public eye, but we can still live a private life at the same time. So just trying to grow this.
It's like authentic but protected, someone said the other day.
Yeah, it's authentic but protected. So that's how it is.
And I keep seeing people ask the meaning behind 8 p.m. So I quickly will explain. So PM is for our last Raven is Pierman and I'm Maday. And then since becoming married, we kind of just put our names together instead of one taking the other. And the 8 is because 8 is just a lucky number, especially in Chinese numerology. And we
got married on an 8 too.
Well, we got married. Yes, like you add up the numbers and divide by something to find your number, it becomes an 8. So we figured, actually, Raven just did it. I had been talking about wanting to start the YouTube channel, as I said earlier. And then one day she was like, okay, I started the channel. It's called 8 p.m. I was like, great. And she thinks 8 p.m. is the new happy hour.
Because it is. 8 p.m. is the new happy hour.
And she loves that. She thinks it's a fantastic slogan.
I'm putting it on a t-shirt. Thank you very much.
Actually, I just got merch made for our channel.
Nice.
That's something new that I'm actually really excited about. I'm so excited to release our merch because I've spent the last 2.5 months or 3 months even designing this and getting it printed appropriately and finding the right. It's been a real situation, but I'm excited to share that with everybody. But that's what 8 p.m. behind 8 p.m.
Thanks for watching me, Wendy. Thank you.
They watched you grow up.
They did. I have a question for you. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So, new flavors. Can you name some just so that I don't mess up? Don't you have a new flavor?
Well, so we just introduced Guava Grapefruit.
That's the one I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
What do you suggest? Do you think there's going to be new recipes for that coming out? Because just hearing about it, I'm like, Guava Grapefruit. That would be
a great ice cream.
Great ice cream, great Jello. What do you think?
So there may be 2 new recipes that will be posted to the blog sometime soon.
Got it.
I think it's probably going to happen in the next week or 2. So, but I like to underpromise and overdeliver.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had problems in the past where we've thought that we were getting stuff in stock. And then 2 months later, we finally get it. And it's like, well, I'm not even going to announce it then.
Yeah.
When we have it in our grubby little hands and we've tested it, that's actually something that we also do. Every batch that comes through, if I personally test it or one of the people who work at Keto Chow tests to make sure that it tastes like the last batch and it tastes good.
It has the right viscosity.
The right viscosity.
That's a fancy word.
It is.
But yeah, so we don't ever announce stuff ahead of time, but I have been working pretty diligently on some new flavors for next year though, because it takes forever.
Yeah.
Caramel macchiato, right? I've heard that you like that. The original genesis for that happened during a conversation, if I remember correctly, with Joe and Rachel at Low Carb Omaha in January of last year. It literally took a year and a half for it to get ready to go.
It just takes, flavor development's just difficult. You just taste it. Nope.
So
we appreciate that work because when we taste it, there's no artificialness. It's really interesting because I hate protein powders outside of just flat flavors so I can add my own flavor. But and I know yours is not a protein powder, but the flavors that you create, the apple pie, mind you, we tried to make the apple pie into a mug cake was a little eggy. We're going to work on the recipe in general. But like that whole, it just so it's just natural flavors. It's amazing how you guys do that.
So the trick to that is you make the person in charge of product development live on a product.
Yeah, after you've drank it for a couple of days, you're like, yeah, we're not doing that.
All of the weirdness goes away.
Yeah. Can only imagine.
So that's the trick. You know, if you want to make stuff taste really good, make the person who's developing it live on it. So, yeah.
We noted
for sure. Well, we'd love to work with you guys and talk to you guys whenever we can, and maybe you guys can come on our channel and do something. I mean, it's been amazing just to see the whole entire community being a part of this live chat, people that we watch and admire and who have really given me hope within my pounds down journey / healthy living journey. And I just want to say thanks to everybody for coming on, and thank you to both of you for really showing love and support and like staying true to the Keto Chow overtone of just being inclusive. And I really appreciate that.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Do you want to have the last word?
Sure, I would. Actually, what I want to say, it may sound a little ridiculous, but I'm so grateful that we got to meet you, both of you. And I'm grateful that you're so kind because, you know, celebrities sometimes are jerk faces. So it just makes me so happy to see that you're really genuine and kind, and you guys have each other, and it's just so fun to see. So we're grateful that you've been so kind to us and being able to talk to us and being on this with us. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Miriam, all of them are jerk faces. I promise you. I know a lot of them. I just don't talk to them either. So thanks for saying that.
It's true.
Oh, wow.
All right. A lot of people can just be jerk faces.
This is true too.
But yeah.
But I appreciate it. Thank you. We really appreciate you guys. And I'm coming out there. We're coming to Utah. That's happening.
Okay.
Hey, I've got a reservation at a steakhouse. They've got a 24-ounce prime
rib.
There's a 42-ounce prime rib at this one steakhouse that we go to.
Crazy.
I'm ready.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for joining us, and everybody have a fantastic night.
Thank you so much. This was so nice.
Bye.
Bye.